You know that feeling when a bike gets axed and everyone just moves on? Yeah, well, Honda fans didn't. They refused. So when the VFR800 got the chop back in 2021, it wasn't just another model disappearing from the lineup. It felt personal, like a punch to the gut of every rider who ever chased that glorious V4 wail down a mountain pass. 5 years of nothing. 5 years of watching used prices climb instead of crater, which is just weird for a discontinued bike, right? But that's the VFR for you. It's a cult, a beautifully engineered, single-sided swing-arm-obsessed cult. And then, bam, 2026. Honda rips the cover off a new one, and honestly, the middleweight sport touring segment might as well pack up and go home. Look, I'm gonna level with you here. This isn't your typical "we added some LEDs and called it a day" refresh. Nope, Honda apparently looked at the old blueprint, shrugged, and threw it in the nearest industrial shredder. The bike that rolled out the other side? It's borderline obscene, in the best way possible. But hold on, let's pump the brakes for a second. I gotta ask you something. When's the last time you heard a motorcycle coming down the road and instantly knew what it was? Not a rumble, not that throaty V-twin growl, but a scream, a mechanical, almost anguished howl like a banshee that's just had its morning coffee. That sound is back, my friends, and it matters, like really matters. Let's do a quick rewind, just to set the stage. 1983, the VFR800 shows up and basically tells every other sport bike on the market to sit down and take notes. By 98, they bumped it to 800 cc's, and the legend just grew. Then 2002 happened, and they added that wild VTEC party trick, valves switching over at 6,800 RPM, making the bike feel like two completely different animals depending on where the tack was sitting. The last gen, the RC79, ran from 2014 to 2021, and when Honda pulled the plug, dude, forums erupted, petition links everywhere, people lost their absolute minds. So, 5 years of radio silence, 5 years of guys on Reddit basically holding a vigil. VFR owners aren't exactly the let it go type. They wait. They always wait. And finally, Honda answered the damn phone. This new 2026 engine, a fresh 800cc liquid-cooled 90-degree V4, claims 110 ponies and 62 pound-feet of twist. And here's the kicker. They kept the gear-driven cams, that signature mechanical heartbeat. But they also wrangled it into modern emissions compliance without tacking on a bunch of clumsy, ugly weight. The fueling's been redesigned, the exhaust is new, and the power just builds so smoothly. Low end is civil, mid-range gets genuinely urgent, and up near that 11K red line, it gets straight up feral. Think of it like a really good shot of espresso, refined on the first sip that it sucker punches you. All right, here's where I gotta take a minute. Can we just appreciate what Honda did here? They looked around at today's sport touring landscape. Know what's out there? Adventure bikes, basically minivans with knobby tires and handguards, and Honda just went, nah, we're bringing the real deal back. Respect. Total, unequivocal respect. The frame's a brand new aluminum twin spar job, lighter, stiffer. They managed to shave 14 pounds off the old model, which puts wet weight around a claimed 461 pounds. That's not nothing. On a tour, dropping weight isn't just about speed. It's about the feel, makes the bike more playful, more eager, more alive in your hands. And yes, that iconic single-sided swing arm is back. Of course it is. Honda knows what the faithful want, and they're not stupid enough to mess with that. Suspension? 41mm Showa fork up front, fully adjustable. Pro Link out back with rebound and preload adjustment. And they threw in their ERRA system, so the bike actively adapts its suspension response based on road conditions, how much crap you've got strapped to it, and how you're riding. 10 years ago, that was reserved for top-tier adventure tourers. Now, it's on the Interceptor. Wild. Electronics are where they really flex, though. 5-inch color TFT dash. 4 ride modes, Sport, Standard, Rain, and a fully customizable user mode. Traction control, cornering ABS, a quick shifter with an auto blipper, smartphone connectivity built right in. And if you're the type of rider who sees all that tech and rolls your eyes so hard you strain something, good news. You can turn every single bit of it off. all of it. This bike's just as happy being a raw mechanical brute as it is being a rolling computer. Brakes are twin 310mm discs up front with Nissan 4-piston calipers, plus a 256mm disc at the rear. That cornering ABS monitors your lean angle in real time and adjusts force accordingly. Dry roads, you probably won't even notice it's there. Wet roads, it might literally save your skin. That's how good rider aids should work, invisible until the moment you desperately need them. Now, pricing. Honda's looking at $13,239 for the standard trim here in the States. The deluxe version, which throws in hard saddlebags, a heated seat, and grip warmers, hits $15,499. Cheap? Nah, but fair? Come on, you're getting a hand-built V4, a full electronics suite, semi-active suspension, and 40 years of heritage. The Kawasaki Ninja 1000SX is $12,899. The Suzuki GSX-S 10 GT sits at $13,099. The VFR slides right into that bracket, but it brings something neither of those can touch, that V4 soul and the Interceptor badge. Fuel economy? They're estimating about 43 miles per gallon in mixed riding. With a 5.3-gallon tank, you're looking at roughly 220 miles between fill-ups. For a sport tourer, that's pretty much the sweet spot. All right, I gotta come clean now, and I've been kind of dreading this part. Everything you just heard, the specs, the pricing, the electronics, that gorgeous new frame, it's a concept. Honda hasn't actually announced a production VFR800 for 2026, not officially. What you just watched is our vision, our fever dream, if you will, built from the bones of every VFR that came before, stitched together with what we believe Honda could deliver if they ever got their act together. The legacy is real, the demand is undeniable, but the bike itself, that's our pitch. So, I'll ask you straight up. If Honda actually built this thing, for real, no asterisks, no concept fine print, would you buy one? Drop a comment. Let's hear it. And if you're hungry for more Motometrics dream builds while you're here, go ahead and hit the video on your screen. Got plenty more where that came from.